the log cabin Republicans, unsurprisingly, were not so happy with Barack Obama supporting same-sex marriage. And this is interesting because the log cabin Republicans are gay Republicans. So you would assume that they would be happy that Barack Obama is fighting for their rights to get married. But no, that's not the case at all. In fact, Log Cabin Republicans executive director says that the president has chosen today, when LGBT Americans are mourning the passage of Amendment 1, to finally speak up for marriage equality is offensive and callous. Really? You're offended by that? You're offended by Barack Obama saying that you should have the right to get married?
It seems like the exact right time for him to be speaking up for marriage equality, no?
Yeah,
I don't even
totally
understand
agree.
that quote.
I don't understand it either. I feel like they are constantly trying to find a way to justify their position as Republicans, right? And in the process of doing so, they make these nonsensical arguments that completely undermines everything that they're trying to argue for. So it drives me crazy that they make these asinine comments when it's something that you should see as a huge stepping stone for your rights.
Sure.
Right.
But I mean, I have to say, I don't really understand a log cabin Republican.
Neither do I.
I mean, that's right there. It's hard to get past. So it's kind of difficult to really take a lot of what's said here seriously, because you're a member of a party that votes against your interests.
Sure, and look, there are a lot of people who have conflicting ideologies. So like, for instance, libertarians, they are very much into deregulating the financial sector, but they don't care about the social issues. They want gays to have the right to get married and all that stuff. So I can understand if you are a Republican because you believe in deregulating the financial sector, but you believe in rights for gays and the right for women to choose and all that. But in this case, it's like you don't even believe in the government granting you your own rights.
It makes no sense. I mean, I would think that somebody who has that ideology would call themselves independent. They would at least be strong enough to call themselves independent and wouldn't want to publicly ally themselves with a party that is not looking out for their best interests.
Right, and it's really interesting because they're arguing that Barack Obama is doing this for political gain, which is also a questionable argument, because if you look at the polls and you look at what Americans think about gay marriage, it's actually pretty risky for Obama to come out and say that he is supportive of same-sex marriage. You know, more than half of the country is still against that, right? So it's risky, and it's kind of questionable to say that he's doing this for political gain.
Yeah, I saw Cory Booker last night on Rachel Maddow. I love Cory Booker, and he was talking about just that. And he said pretty explicitly, I don't think that this was a political move. I think it was a move that we all wish here on the left, we wish would have come sooner. But he really feels strongly that, the president was struggling with how to rectify his personal beliefs with kind of his constituency and trying to, know the best way to say what he really felt in his heart. And yeah, I'm not going to sit here and say that, Biden's statements and this amendment that passed in North Carolina didn't contribute to the timing of this. Again, we all wish he would have done it sooner, but I think that he's speaking from his heart when he says that he's for gay marriage. I think he has been for probably a long time. He just hasn't felt comfortable being outspoken about that.
Right, because it is still a touchy issue, and it's something that's risky politically speaking. So regardless of the timing, I think you have to give him a tremendous amount of credit for coming out so publicly and endorsing same-sex marriage. I think that you should look at the positive aspect of this. Andrew Sullivan was on NPR, and it sounded like he was in tears when he was talking about it, because at first he was skeptical about it as well. He's like, look, it came too late, and when I heard that he was going to endorse same-sex marriage, I was like, yeah, it wasn't soon enough, okay?
But too late for what? What could he have done? Honestly, if he had said this out loud before the vote in North Carolina, would it have had any effect on the voters? I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I think that the voters would have made up their decision and passed that law anyway.